Line of 25 yards. And the Broncos first down.
So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 45-yard line.
Kill. General West. Hey, team 6.
56. Mike, 56, right there.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he's got this down to the 35. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Broncos first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Throwing now is Locke. He'll get 10 there all on his own, but it'll be 2nd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on 2nd and less than a yard. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Get ready.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14, Broncos nothing.
Go now. 30 base.
What we got? Check 9. 56, the Mike, boys, 56.
X3. 218, chopper.
I got you.
Hey. High 7. Ready.
Now a play fake, and here's Locke. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Read it well, and it's picked. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line. Defensively that time, they were in zone. QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
52's the Mike. Watch Mike. I got him. Hey, 24. Mike 52. Mike. Short. Watch the pass.
After the interception, here's Watson. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Here's Watson. That's going to be caught by Kirk. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Flush to his right. Now he's going to let it go. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
First down. First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Two, Mike, got two. And it's getting in holes.
Now a stoppage here for an injury. And, oh, boy, that looks to be the quarterback, Watson. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break.
Set up. 15 lining. 15 lining.
Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
Now the backup, A.J. McCarron. Dancing, and a big loss here as he's taken down. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 11th. Sack of the year.
14 brings up third down.
McCarron following the sack. He leads his guys up on 3rd and long.
Come on, QB, come on. Check 52, come on.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Von Miller racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket.
The Broncos take over first and 10
Playing to win.
at
Let's
their own
go.
20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Go out.
Check. Fresno. Shit. Switch. Check.
Hard. Side.
A run with Lindsey out of the gun. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Well, we talked about Phillip Lindsay so much last year, but it bears repeating. Undrafted in 2018. The Broncos would sign him in May, and that was a good decision. He would have a 1,000-yard season, 9 touchdowns en route to a Pro Bowl appearance. So from undrafted to playing in the Pro Bowl in 10 months, that's pretty clean living for Phillip Lindsay. Boy, the run on first down, a disaster as he's tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough.
Back at the 27.
You ready?
Mike, 55.
Hey, Echo.
I got you.
Go.
Right there in the middle. Go.
On 2nd and 15 now. Lock. This one complete to the running back, Lindsey. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd and long, it's Locke. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL.
Hey, exit.
And now a first chance for the backup here to throw. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Give him 7 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they're going to have this way down deep in Denver territory. A huge play there for Houston. 51 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down.
We're hoping to get it to him. He can make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly.
Go. Watch 52. 52's the mic. Hey, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Hey, get it.
Now here's McCarron again. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. And they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. And this has no chance. It's no good. Well wide to the left, and this score will stay right where it is. So an empty possession there. What do you think went wrong, Charles?
Well, it looked like maybe the plant leg might have given way just a little, and when that happens, guys have a tendency to pull through the ball to compensate, and in doing so, sent this one off target.
15 seconds, all that remains for this first half as they come up 1st and 10. On 1st down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. On play action, Locke. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Ready.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Hey, orbit. 55.
A final shot before half for Locke. Left side here, that's the tight end, Fant. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll be upended here after a pickup of 3, getting it out to the 25.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
40 worth the mic. 40 worth the mic. Check, check, check. Let's go.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. He completes it to the tight end, Knox. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
Got it. It's coming. 40 worth the mic. Check. 61. Matchbox lights. Get him. Smooth. Bravo! Let's go!
Offensive penalty has us back where we started as they come up on a 1st and 10. Block now on 1st down. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Locke. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd.
It's 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Hey, check right. Watching it by. Go. 55. Down.
Again, they'll throw with Locke. He's going to rifle one deep left side. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the 1st down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
The tackle by Cole Holcomb.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Leo. Ready?
They go back to Grant. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to pull one over his head as this game progresses.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. That one goes for 30 yards.
I'm not sure this is how they had it drawn out on paper, but this is going to work out for them and then some, right? They've got a big chunk they've got to pick up. They decide to check it down, and he just turns into a pure athlete and makes a huge play for him.
McCarron, he'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Christian Kirk, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Texans push further out in front. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And it's now 21-0. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They trail here by 24 points. Got to get going soon, you'd have to think, as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Block off of play action. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And how about this one now? In their own territory, a gutsy call. They're going to go for this on 4th and a yard.
Hey, high 7.
Right here. Mike 5-5, Mike 55, Mike 5-5.
They do go for it. It's Locke. He's got his tight end Fant. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. On first down, Locke. This is the tight end Fant. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10.
Go. I got it. Hey, Echo. 56 is Mike.
Locke looks to throw it again. And he hits his target, Deshaun Hamilton. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. Hamilton, the 4th-round pick, had a very productive career at Penn State where he was teammates with Saquon Barkley. And the tandem of he and Cortland Sutton brings some solid youth to that Bronco receivers room. And now the 24-year-old Hamilton hoping to build on what was a 30-catch campaign from a season ago as a rookie. They look to throw. It's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Whitney Merciless has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Back now in Houston. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
56, Mike 56. I know he ain't got it. 56, Mike 56, right there.
Hey, orbit.
6-man.
Now. Get it.
On 2nd down, here's Locke. And the pressure gets to him again. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense, I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Hey, wahoo!
Mike's 56. Mike's 56.
Let's go, tight end. Let's go right here now.
Mike 56. Mike 56.
Go on. Come on, D.
56. Mike 56. Right there. 56.
All day.
Bam! Hit it.
Locked to throw for it on 4th. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. Take over an excellent field position.
Set up. 10 Lobo. Hey, foxtrot.
Here we go.
Lee Griffin.
Throwing on first. Here's McCarron. It's complete to Fuller. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now a give, right side. Grant. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Mike 52.
Hey, Charlie.
Tighten up. Check.
Go on.
Joker. He's coming.
Five.
From the gun, it's McCarron. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Boy, and now they can't even get a playoff. Doesn't look to be any confusion here as they come up now on a 2nd and 6 following the delay of game.
Mike 55. Cut. Mike 55. Mike 55. Mike.
Locked to throw on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Deshaun Hamilton, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
That's caught over the middle by Fant. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down. On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out, but you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
You got motion there right there.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Locke. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Zach Brown. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How things turn.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
You better be ready next time.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Hey. Motion. Ready?
McCarron going to throw it here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Oh, you got deep?
56 to Mike, boys. 56. Check 56.
Check.
Following the fumble recovery, it's locked. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Boy, and now they can't even get a play off. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Go.
Mike, 56 right there.
Now Locke throwing on 2nd down. He's got it, the tight end, Jeff Hireman. If they didn't have that penalty a moment ago, it'd be a first down. Still a nice 13-yard pickup.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. Locke going to go on 4th down. He's got his 6'5" receiver. That's Tim Patrick. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game.
First down, Broncos.
On the ready.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Locke. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Hey, echo.
Locke will try again on 2nd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Bernardrick McKinney, the linebacker, picks it.
Ready, break.
The Texans take over 1st and 10.
Watch twins. Watch twins. Check.
Hey, lock it.
On 1st down, it's Grant. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
5-2 is the Mike. Mike 5-2. Mike 5-2.
That one looks like he'll throw here. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for Houston, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Broncos, they drop their 11th game now on the year. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to KC to take on the Chiefs. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports. With a December snow blanketing much of the Midwest and Northeast, what a perfect time to be in the Sunshine State as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville, Florida. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the Jacksonville Jaguars. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go. Like 80!
Double time.
First carry for Nick Chubb. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4.
21.
To throw, it's Garoppolo. Buying time to his left. And right away, he lost the football. And the Jags grab it. So he went out of the pocket left, and then things got dicey.
And what often happens is when they get outside, they want to keep their eyes downfield in order to try and complete a pass. But when they try to make a play, they've got to get their footwork involved, and that can really mess them up as well. And in this case, nothing went right, and the ball got knocked free.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. The tackle made by the linebacker, Joe Schobert.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Geis with a carry on second down. Down right around the 25. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a third and 5. Now a run with Geis. And an alley to run. And they'll get this down to the 10. Bit of a surprise. They ran it on third and medium. Proved to be the right call. First and 10. Relatively small sample size, but that's his longest run of the first quarter. Bounced it out to the outside to make it successful.
And to get there, you actually need some help. It's not just your pure speed getting to the corner, making sure that the blocking is taken care of inside so the pursuit doesn't get you. And oftentimes, those wide receivers, tight ends that might be flexed out, they've got to control the edge and make sure no one from the outside can spill the play before he gets there.
It's second and 8 at the 9-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8. Here's Geis. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Darius Geis, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Lutz with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Dante Fowler in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
After the sack on first down, Garoppolo, he's going to loft it deep right sideline. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
As a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player. You threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not.
And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. Oh, and this turns into a mess as it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
At the 45-yard line.
On the double.
53, Mike. Check pass.
Going with Armstead, a first down carry. It's a room to roll now. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a first down. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Steps away to his left. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with second and a yard. Our first update now comes from Atlanta. An early lead in that game for the Falcons. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL. On second down, Armstead. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I'll bet the offensive lineman said, "Are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down." They love being physical.
On first down, this is Geis. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up first and goal. Getting the sense, Charles, they're going to put a big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far, it's working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Early down stuffs will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
It's second and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Second and 14. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Robert Quinn able to record his 5th sack of the season. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down. Now Lutz for the field goal try. This just a 35-yard attempt from the left hash. And Lutz puts this one through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. But right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
21.
A give running right is Chubb. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and really think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. Oh, boy, he fielded it right on the goal line. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
You.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping.
Charlie.
Out of the gun, Geis. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
3rd down.
Let's go now. 60 Pittsburgh. Check me out.
They'll try and get it with Geis. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And this punt goes out of bounds, and it'll be marked inside the 40. The Browns drive about to get started. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a 1st down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, they told you just how stuck.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
25 yards that time. On the ground, Geis. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Darius Geis with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And that makes our score 17-0. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating to use it.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Dante Fowler has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Darius Slayton, touchdown number 18 on the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Point after, up and good, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. This fielded at the 2. And he'll be taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They've had a very solid first half, and as we near the end of that first half, they're just looking for a little more on top of their lead right now.
And when you put together a game plan on offense, you put together what you think is going to be the best possible scenario, right? Hey, we're going to score. These are the plays that are going to do it. But you also put together your counters, meaning after they make adjustments to what you're doing, what do we have to go to next?
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Exactly. So I can't wait to see if we come out of the half, how they're going to go about doing things. Do you just keep running what you ran before, or do you go to your counters expecting those adjustments to happen?
Before that, we'll see the end here of this first half. From the gun, they go with Armstead. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
Mike, 53.
Here we go on second and 12. Got him in. It's Brown. And he takes this way down deep into Cleveland territory. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. The kick by Lutz is good. So we've reached the intermission in what right now is a 13-point game. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in this second half. This fielded at the 2. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Back to the ground on first. It's Geis. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
rifle this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. A big third down play there for the Jags. 41 yards. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 11 yards there for Jacksonville and a first down as well. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's got his running back, Darius Geis. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. 11 yards there, just like last play.
As a passer, you're always trying to find that open window to throw the ball downfield. How about this one? Right in the middle of the field, right in the heart of the defense.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Now from the 7, here's second and goal.
53 is the mic. 53 is the mic. You ain't going
On play action, they'll throw. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Alpha. Set. Go.
Looking to throw. He gets it in the hands of Geis. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
Whether you're playing West Coast offense or not, one of the maxims of the West Coast offense is you're either throwing a touchdown or a check down. In other words, look for the big shot, but be smart. And I think they did exactly that on that play. They didn't get the first down, but they're taking care of the ball well.
Yeah, and being rightly cautious with that lead here in the second half.
A 23-yard attempt.
And Lutz's kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Here we go.
The Browns drive about to get started. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Now a shot taken on third down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. A big boot that time. 57 yards, the official distance. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Not today, you are. Not today.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. And this one drops incomplete, but I think the defense jumped. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Well, a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That's good for 28 yards. Now back to throw. And this is caught by Evans. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That one a pickup of 15 for Jacksonville.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
Well, here's a first down throw that's complete. A gain of 6 there on first. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well-run route.
And the Browns pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Joe Schobert, he brought the pressure on the blitz, and he gets there for a loss of 12. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Able to find a seam for 14 yards, but still now facing a 4th down after the scramble.
It's 4th down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And Lutz puts this one through. And that will make this now a 19-point advantage. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. But they look at
and he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Luke Kuechly able to record his 5th sack of the season. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Garoppolo. Escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. The Browns on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 15. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Flushed out right. He's going to let this go deep. Back into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Watch the screen, watch the screen.
2nd and 10. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he takes this way down, deep into Cleveland territory. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 52 yards.
Let's pick it up. It's out of time, guys. Out of time. Let's get off the field. Let's get an exit. Check. 53's Mike.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Robert Quinn in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. 2nd and long. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Ziggy Ansah in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs. Now leads to a 3rd and long. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. Geis, and this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first. Forced out to his left. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Kareem Hunt, his running back, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10.
Here we go again.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. That's complete to Slayton. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. To try again after the sack. Garoppolo gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off near the 34. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Able to find his running back, Geis. It's a gain of 5, and it'll make it 2nd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory.
Yes! Thumbs up the helmet. Zoom, fellas, let's go.
Three's the mic.
Go!
Man, I got you. Man, I got you. Mike.
2nd and 5. Dancing to his left. Now he'll go deep down the middle. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21. Shotgun handoff now to Geis. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. That one looks like he'll throw here. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Throw left side complete. It's Walton. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the Jags will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. He'll look to throw. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Mike Evans, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Lutz with the extra point, and that'll push the lead up to 29 now. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Jaguars now will use the last of their timeouts. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. Another try after the first down sack. Garoppolo, catch made by Slayton. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds remaining. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Buying time to his left. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears.
And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked by Kevin Byard. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game, and that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So this will be a win for Jacksonville, and it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Jags, it's a second win now as they move to 2-10 on the year. And they'll get another home date next week as the 49ers will come to